Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danisco, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Puckers New Jersey Devils podcast with Chris, Dan, Bobby, and Tony, the Uncle Puckers. Let's go Devils!
What are you playing? Bro. All right. I think that's enough of that.
Lithuanian metal. No.
What was that?
It's an
What were we
autobiographical
opening the
song.
show about that? Did you have a bad trip in Poland or
That's
something?
some Nashville pussy. And I had a great trip in Poland, actually, man. I missed you guys.
Oh, we missed you too. Don't miss that though. Music-wise. All right, so we're the Puckers. We are back full force. Chris, Dan, Bobby, and Tony. We are going to get our long-awaited draft show underway today. So that's going to be some fun. So when we get rolling, we'll get our draft order together and we'll explain the rules and we will get to work. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Feeling good.
All right.
Tony, you had a good trip?
Yeah, man. I did have a good trip. And actually, when I was on, you go on these family trips, man, it's pretty wild. It's kind of like, I kept on thinking to myself, I'm like, you felt like the Griswolds going. We had the two kids in the car, and my kids just started talking. I remember when we first had them, we're like, oh, we can't wait till they talk. And then you say that until you have them. And then in the car, they're just rolling on, But it was a good trip, man. Poland's beautiful. It was perfect weather. I'd never been to Warsaw before, and it's totally cool. It's actually, I didn't realize it took us an hour to get into Poland and 5 hours to get to Warsaw. But I will say I don't need to eat another pierogi for a long time, man, because when you go there, you do kind of go into that Polish food hole and a lot of beer. It was definitely a good time, man.
I'm glad you had a good time. What made you want to open the show with that song? Like, what
No,
just kind of thinking about that.
All, Nashville pussy fucking rules, And I mean, they're a great band. Punk is kind of like Southern band, and I'm not like the same as everybody else. I just don't listen. Like, I'm not into like just I don't know what you say it. No offense to any of these bands I'm going to mention.
But we do a podcast, right? We kind of play some good songs, like, just songs about a woman getting,
It's not about that, but that's the only part you heard, It's not the core.
There was a lot more in there, Chris. There was a lot more.
I guess it's too much
so
deeper.
much substance. There was some philosophy.
And actually,
it was
actually,
crazy.
the band is a husband and wife, and they, and the
Oh,
wife is a guitar player. Dan, if you play guitar, the wife is awesome. I mean, they're a great band. They're just not, your total radio friendly, because I'm not your radio kind of guy.
She's good with her hands. She's good with her hands. I heard that in the song.
Probably not podcast friendly either, though, but, that's fine.
Got to keep that explicit rating. We're doing well.
Yeah. All right.
I got it out of the way right away. Exactly. Got the XL.
So, exactly. So, before I guess we get rolling, I mean, any news, anything anybody wants to bring up before we get rolling?
I guess there's that one trade, right, that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Signing.
Signing,
right, yeah.
You want to tell us about that, Bob?
No.
I know.
No, I mean, he's a solid player. He's been a playoff. He's been in the playoffs like almost every year. Definitely knows what it takes to win. He's a bottom six guy, character guy. Certainly doesn't hurt us.
Big guy too, right?
Yeah,
That's some size.
It interests me because even though we are a young team, I kind of thought that we were going to push the youth movement a little further this year with our last couple spots. Younger legs kind of thing. Not that this guy's doing anything wrong. Maybe he's competing for a spot. I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird to me because if I look at a guy like a Nolan Foote, if he takes like Foote's spot, to me, I'm like, I don't know that we needed to do that necessarily, but Fitzgerald knows a lot more than me, so we'll see what happens.
You can never have too much depth, especially down the bottom six. You can't have enough. I mean, all those guys if you're planning on winning the cup, everyone's going to have to contribute. Even they might not play all 82 games, but they need to contribute. They need to. I like what he's done. I mean, it really kind of didn't really think that the cupboards were as bare as they kind of were until this summer, and it's like he's loading up on the few of these people. It's like, you know what? Okay, we kind of need all these guys.
He's seen Lindy's like bubble, and he's like, we got to put a few more dice in there so we can come up with line combinations and way more.
How can we make our fans even crazier? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I know it's not like a a superior winger or anything that we went out and got, but I think I said to you guys, or maybe just Tony, like it kind of screams going for it a little more than I maybe thought. I thought Fitzgerald would be a little more, hey, we'll bring our guys up and know we're going to get even better. I feel like he's getting to the point where he's going all in, which also confuses me a little bit because that's another $1 million that now we don't have maybe for the trade deadline, if maybe a particular goalie became available or something. So it's just very interesting. Certainly doesn't hurt us at all. I'm sure it's a benefit, but it's interesting.
The guy, first of all, he does fight. He sticks up for his teammates. The guy is a gritty little dude, big dude, 6'2", like we said. Yeah, over 50 games of playoff experience. He's played with Vegas, Detroit, and obviously Boston. And he's 398 career games. The dude, last year, I think you're not going to get tons of points off of him. You're going to get about 15 to 18 points out of the season out of him. But I do think he could also be. You guys talked about it maybe 2 episodes ago. I wasn't on, obviously. This could be another answer to another issue we may deal with in the future. So, I mean, there's a lot of things behind
this. This was a one-way contract. This was a one-way contract.
One-way contract. Okay. Yeah, $1 million.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
For me, it's not the fourth line that really needed the attention, though, I guess is my biggest thing. The way it's projected now, I mean, I was the one who moved Holtz up a little bit, but like Foote maybe on the fourth line with McLeod, hopefully, and Bastian. So that's kind of a little bit of size there already. It just threw me, that's all. It wasn't the line we needed.
It'd be interesting to see how the opening night lineup shakes out.
Right.
I do want to actually throw something at you guys. So Tony had mentioned on a couple of shows ago before he went away that there's been, he heard a little bit of chatter that some people in management wanted to start Akira Schmid in Utica. And we talked about it for a few minutes, but I started seeing a lot more of that over the last couple of days. Like Ryan Novozinski from, I guess, what was that, New Jersey Now or whatever site he's on. I'm sorry, Ryan, I didn't mean to butcher your paper. But that somewhere, I mean, there is I guess, a portion of the management that does want Akira Schmid to start down in Utica, which is kind of confusing because if it's not Akira playing with V, who is it? So I know the 2 guys that have been talked about a lot, of course, are John Gibson and Connor Hollabaugh. I have zero interest in John Gibson. I just don't think that he makes this team any better. I think if you're going to get a John Gibson, you might as well just keep a Schmid and Vanacek. And I actually think I have a little bit more more comfortable with those 2 than I would be with John Gibson. Now, Connor Hollabaugh is a different story. He's a fantastic goalie. He automatically moves the needle. Mm-hmm. But there's, what do you have to give up for him? What are you going to have to pay for him? And then how does that work 3 or 4 years down the road when you're committing to a 30-year-old goaltender long term? Now, again, if Fitzgerald does it and he feels it's the best thing for this team, I'm all for it. I was thinking about this dude, and I'm like, so going back and forth. Now, this is as reckless as I can get as far as my speculation goes. But let me throw this by you. There's a guy out there. Now, to get this guy, a lot of pieces would have to fall into place. And I'll explain. It's Jeremy Swayman. Jeremy Swayman is young, and he's a absolutely fantastic goaltender. I mean, you could say that he was just as good as Linus Ullmark last year for Boston. He was fantastic, and he's younger, and he, I think, was on a $3.1 million deal or something over 3-4 years. Under $1 million he's getting paid. So he's a restricted free agent right now. And Boston and him couldn't come to terms, so they're going to arbitration. Now, the only way that the Devils would be able to get their hands on Jeremy Swayman this year would be that they don't, most, like 90% of arbitration deals get done at the 23rd hour right before they go into arbitration. They get a deal done. If you do go to arbitration, though, the arbitrator will come up with a figure for 1 year. And most of the time, guys aren't re-signing after that 1 year because arbitration just puts a bad taste into everybody's mouth, and the player feels disrespected and doesn't want to stay there, whatever. So, and the only way he could be available today, now, is if the arbitrator puts a deal out that he does not accept. So if that happens, then him and Boston can part ways. Jeremy Swayman, now even if they did get a deal, it's 1 year. So maybe worst case scenario, you can kind of go after Jeremy Swayman next year and try and get him in and not give anything up for him. I love the idea of Jeremy Swayman and Vanacek this year. If you're thinking, if they feel that Akira Schmid needs another year in Utica, or even, eventually maybe Jeremy Swayman and Akira Schmid, I think that that's the guy. What do you guys think of Jeremy Swayman in goal for the Devils? Don't all answer at once.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying there. And, I was just looking up, while you were speaking about that, an article I read that I feel like ties into this. It was a little interview with Chico Resch. Mm-hmm. And Chico was saying he's happy that, the Devils didn't go out and get a goalie to date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read the article, yeah.
Yeah, so his take on it, I got to say I kind of agree with it. And I might have said this already, the goalies weren't really the problem, okay? Definitely not as much as you hear. When you read around what the Devils got to do, well, they got to improve in goaltending. Look, you want a better performance in goaltending? Sure. It would be great to have, everybody's lights out game every single game. But when you looked at the series they lost, I don't think the number one problem is goaltending. So I don't know how much a Swayman's going to help us. But it's a great fit. It's a great pick you made there. If you're going to get one, I like it. I mean, the price is right. He's young. He's got a future. It's somebody you can grow with. It makes sense if it can be done. I understand it. Definitely do.
Now, on this show, we're all pretty much pro Schmid and pro V.
Yeah.
I like both of our goaltenders, and I think Akira Schmid is the future. I do think he does have what it takes to be a starter. Now, this is why I'm saying this, though.
Right.
It's not us saying he should go down to Utica.
Yes.
This is management saying it. Right. So if you have a hole there, is there really, if you could somehow get your hands on Jeremy Swayman, and maybe down the road another, because we only have both of them locked up for another year.
Right.
So if you got Jeremy Swayman this year, again, complete fucking long shot.
Right.
And you were able to get him. And then Vanacek moves on next year. And you have Jeremy Swayman and Akira Schmid. I don't know if there would be a better tandem in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
I mean, Jeremy Swayman is that freaking good.
Yeah.
If they decide to roll with Vanacek and Schmid this year, I have no problem with that. If the wheels fall off in the second round of the playoffs again, like it did last year, then you absolutely have to take that into account and go out and get yourself a goalie. Mm-hmm. And he will definitely be available next year unless Boston signs him to a long-term deal.
I think Chico was making the point, too, that, and we mentioned this earlier, that some of the best goalies in the league did not advance their teams this year.
Sure.
And,
sure.
Who's your Vezina Trophy winner? Oh, he didn't advance. In fact, we beat him last year's Vezina Trophy. And then, look at the great year that Ullmark had, and he couldn't do it for his team. So, I'm not trying to say they're inconsequential moves. I think we got a good enough position there. But accepting your premise that the management wants to go get somebody else, I think that's a great idea. I saw his name tossed around, but I never really...
you saw his name to the Devils? Because I did not see that.
I saw that he was a possible goalie on the move, not to the Devils.
Right.
Oh, okay. Just on the move.
Yes.
I just think I think that there's not many dudes that, especially goalie wise, that I think fit in with this team. But he's young and he's charismatic and he's a hell of a goalie. Kind of fits in with this team.
Right.
I like Swayman, man. I think that it's interesting with him. He is a goalie. Was he 24 years old? He's a 6'2" guy. He's won over 20 games and 30. He only played 36 games. And you think with. And I think what Dan said is very right too. It sucks because we may have. I'm so confused with Schmidt. I'm so interested to see what he does this year. And now I know I mentioned it about him starting in Utica, but I'm kind of surprised by it because I kind of feel like the time is now for him to be on the team. He played, like you said, he was he stood up in the playoffs and won us a lot of those games. It's going to be interesting, but I do like Swayman. I never even thought about him.
I hate that this team, which is loaded for bear, ready to go, and I mean they are everybody's sweetheart pick in the Eastern Conference. People are and I don't think this team will suffer any kind of sophomore slump or anything like that. I just think they're that good. I think they know they're that good, and I think they really want to prove it this year. Yeah. I hate going into the season with this kind of looming question about goal. Like if Fitzgerald was to turn around right now and say, we are starting the season with Akira Schmid and Vitek Vanacek. Vitek's our number one. We're going to get Schmid in, however they work it. I would be fine with that. I have no problem with that. But they keep on, jerking us around. What are you doing with him? Is he staying up? Is he staying down? Do you have belief in this guy? He seems like Fitzgerald seems to say that he is the goalie of the future. You got to give him a shot then this year if that's what you really believe with the big club, not with the Comets.
I feel like they could have learned from last year. One thing that they threw so many games away on Blackwood, and that was unfathomable to me. They would have learned more about Schmidt, and now the idea that, and I'm not saying this is happening, but it looks like it could be. The idea that we're going to go another season not really learning much more about Schmidt, that doesn't make sense to me. So
I agree.
I don't know if it's going to really happen that way. We'll see.
I wanted to make a comment a minute ago about, Fitzgerald could say whatever he wants. Schmidt could change his mind in camp. And then I realized Schmidt don't need to change his mind in camp. We saw him play in the most stressful games there are in the playoffs against the Rangers down 2-0. We already know what the guy can do. So it's not like he really needs to show up in camp and be like, oh, you know what? You're right. We don't need Swayman. We got him. So I don't know what else there's to prove. That being said, if they do want him to mature another year in the AHL, in your scenario, Chris, yeah, I mean, bring the guy in. That's fantastic.
And even if Schmidt's the guy, I don't think they. I mean, are you going to sign Vanacek next year, or if you believe that Schmidt's the guy, can you go out and then next summer and you go get Jeremy Swayman if they arbitrate a 1-year deal in Boston and he's a UFA rather, and you go and you get Swayman and Schmidt? That is an awesome tandem.
Here's a question.
I like V, but I like Swayman a lot.
We all do like Schmidt, right? Are you guys 100? I'll start it out right away. I'm not 100% sold on Schmidt. I do like him. No. Are you guys
100% is a big
No,
number.
I don't think any of us are. I think there's a lot of question marks, but I think I kind of speak for everybody. He's shown us enough that he deserves the opportunity to be Vanacek's backup this year.
At least. At least. I mean, he deserves more time to see what he can really do. We already know he's a big guy. We already know he's really calm and cool under pressure. He can make some big saves. He's got the whole package. He just needs time to show that he can put it all together.
Yeah, I would like to see them kind of split the first, maybe fifth or quarter of the season. And by that point, I mean, you're going to try to pick a number one there. And you're going to try to ride with it. But the way the season goes and the way the NHL is today, you may not keep that number one. But based on the performance of like a month or so, I can understand why, hey, we're going to split those games and see what it looks like. I don't think preseason's enough to really make that. You want to get in a little bit of a grind and see what they're like.
We have the most back-to-back games of any team in the NHL.
I feel like we have that all the time, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like every season we're one of the teams that has the most.
Well, we definitely have the most this year.
Yeah.
All right. How about we get to the draft?
Let's do a
draft time.
Can I tell you guys a quick draft story?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not a draft like that, but this is one of my earliest memories.
Is this about Nam? When you were Nam?
No.
Oh.
It was after that.
Oh.
I don't know, like maybe 4 years old or whatever, and my grandparents, before they moved to Jersey, they lived in Brooklyn, and my parents were going away, and me and my sisters were staying at my grandparents' house in Brooklyn. So they had this, brownstone. We're up on the second floor. So my grandmother, I was maybe 4 years old, whatever. My grandmother was tucking me in that night, and she told me, make sure you keep this blanket on you because the draft comes through the window at night. Okay? She left. Now, in my little stupid head, I heard a giraffe comes through the window at night.
Wow.
Do you know I stayed up as long as my little tiny eyes would stay awake, looking out that window, waiting for a giraffe to walk down the fucking street in Brooklyn and stick his head in the window? I just thought it was the coolest thing. And it took years later.
It makes sense. You're on the second floor. It's got to be a giraffe.
Right.
Well, shit. There goes my number 3 pick.
It took me like many years later before it clicked, and I was like, she said a draft. I wasn't sure if I would imagine the whole fucking thing. And that's what she said.
I knew he was always fucking stupid. I just didn't know he was going to tell everybody.
I have no shame, Bobby.
There's a giraffe in here. It's
I have no
cold.
shame. All right, so I have in this hat four numbers. 4 numbers in this hat. We're going to do a snake draft. So we're going to pick our order. We're going to go alphabetical order. Anthony, Bobby, Chris, Dan. Tony, you are number 3.
Number 3.
Good spot.
Bobby, you are number 4. Dan, me
Let's
or
go back
you?
to back.
Well, you're number 5.
I am Number 2, Dan picks first.
Yes.
Pressure's
All
on
right.
you, Dan.
Okay, so this is a snake draft. I will explain to the audience what that means if they don't
Drafting
know.
snakes, right?
We're drafting snakes.
Oh.
I want a Fer de Lance
I
for my
want a-
first snake.
Copperhead.
So it's going to go Dan, me, Tony, Bobby. Then Bobby picks again. Bobby,
Yep.
Tony, me, Dan, Dan again. So 1 and 4 will pick twice in a row, and then we'll go through the draft. So we are going to try and get the first 10 rounds, if possible, done tonight. And this is basically pick your best devil team. You can start and build it any way that you want. And at the end, we're going to see who has the best devil roster.
So, for clarity, are we kind of building for what the NHL is now versus what might have been the
I
best
have
team
a
before? Like,
similar
you build
question.
any
any way you want,
want,
right? Because the
That's it.
'90s team is way different than tomorrow's
Sure.
team. So,
Sure.
it's
Maybe
a
you do
little,
a little bit of
interesting
both.
in that regard. A little bit of both, right? Okay,
Yeah.
let's just have some
All
fun
right.
with it.
That's it. So it's round 1. Dan, you are on the clock.
Number
Your
30.
first pick.
Number 30.
And Dan takes Marty Brodeur,
Brodor's
number
off
1.
the board.
Marty Brodeur is off the board.
So I could not take him if it gotten first. You have to. I feel like you have to. I know I thought about other ways of going around. No.
All right. So this is me, right?
Yep.
I'm number 2. I am going to take for my first player. We're going to start in the middle. I'm going number 86, Jack Hughes.
Yeah, knew that was coming.
All right. Tony.
Eliash.
Tony
You guys
takes
are
Patrick
killing me over
Elias.
here, man.
And oh shit! Oh no, we're not done. Robert.
So I got to look at this objectively, and again, for the audience here, we're assuming that we are picking the Devil, and they will represent their best year in a
Yes.
Devil's uniform.
You get them at their peak.
So you're not looking at their total body of work.
Nope.
So for that reason, I had to go, since I'm picking fourth,
With Ryan
with
Gray.
a player that I lost favor with, but realistically, he had a 94-point season and 45 goals, which challenged Patrick Elias and was a leader of this team for a while. So I will go with Zach Parisi to anchor me as a star forward.
Zach
He was my number 2, Bob. He was my number 2 as well.
And
for that
Bobby, you go
position.
first of round 2.
This is a tough one because I really want a center, but I think there's definitely a few to have, and I have to also look at this and say, there's a guy who is not necessarily the Devil you think of, but also put up a crazy good year with 93 points and 39 goals and an MVP year, and that's Taylor Hall. So I'm going to take Taylor
wow.
Hall.
Okay.
You
Tone.
got the pissy devil team, like the
Yeah, right.
Disgruntled
You got a
devil.
bunch of fucking assholes on your
I don't like either one of these two, but
It's
I'm
not the
looking
team
at
you
the
want to have a
production.
Should we
beer
of
just
that
give
year.
you Kovalchuk now?
Yeah, seriously.
He's next.
Tone, you're up.
I'm gonna go with Scott Stevens.
You son of a bitch.
You have to.
I know, but I was gonna take him.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, my turn. Okay, who do I want to take? I think I'm going to build out a little bit in the middle. I'm going to take Aaron Broughton.
Ooh.
I had him on mine too. Nice.
Dan,
Scott Niedermayer.
nice one. Are you guys keeping track of your players?
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
Uh,
Dan, you're up again.
I'm going. Boy, this is tough. I'm taking Claude Lemieux.
Good one. And Dan? No, you just went
Okay.
first.
Oh wait, no, you called it. I'll get another one in.
No, you're good. Let's see, who's up? Me.
You're up.
Might as well keep it going down the middle, right? Let's see. I'm gonna take. See, we're gonna take them as their best year as a Devil, right? So not their best year, like not their career. Like if they were a
Right.
lot better somewhere else, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
right? We
matter.
gotta get them.
What?
As
Best
a
year.
Devil.
All right.
It's all hypothetical and fun.
And you got to think
know.
like does your player maybe have a better year because of the other players you have around them.
All right, you know what? I'm going to take a pass on my center for my third round. I'm going to go D before somebody else takes number 27. I'm going Niedermeyer.
He's gone already.
No, it's too late. I took Niedermeyer.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You did.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear that one. I didn't write that one down.
This is when it's going
I
to
did. And
It's a nice try. I was like, what other defensemen were in 27? Well, when did that happen? Before he retired his number?
I'm going to keep told of what guy gets drafted 7 times by us without us knowing. There you go.
I'm kind of down to 2, but I'm going to keep it on the. I'm going to keep it in the center then. I'm going to take Scott Gomez.
Ooh, he was on my list. That's a good one.
Thank you.
That would be like, if nothing else, it's going to be a fun team.
Chris,
Yeah, right?
Can you tell me your list, Chris, really fast again?
I have Scott Gomez, Aaron Broughton, and Jack Hughes.
I'm going to take Pat Verbeek.
Oh, good one, Tone.
Yeah.
Robert?
You guys are moving awfully quick here.
Robert.
All right,
It's
before my
your
time,
turn.
but 37 goals and 94 points for a center from Kirk Muller sounds really good to me, so I'm going to go with him.
I was between him and Gomez for my center.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Round 4. Robert, you are still on the clock, buddy.
I am still on the clock. I need to throw some high-scoring D in there, I think. Surprisingly, what a year from Dougie Hamilton with 74 points. I'll take Hammy.
I like it. Tone.
Kovalchuk. As much as I'm not a fan, I'm taking him.
Good. It's a good pick, bud.
Sure is. All right. Let me see. Round out my centers. Got all 4 of my centers in. Who do I want? You know what? Even though he played a very short time for the Devils. He's just a great player. And I don't know too many teams that you might be able to have a 4th-line centerman like Dougie Gilmour.
Dougie Gilmour. Knew it.
So I am done with my centers.
You are strong down the middle. There you go.
I am. Dan, you are up, brother.
Brian Rafalski.
Okay.
Brian Falsky.
I don't know if I needed to get him in this early in the draft, but
I know I did that with Verbeek, too. I was like,
yeah, nobody was going to take Verbeek either right away.
All right.
But,
Dan, you are up for
I got another
your
one?
first pick
yeah.
of round 5, sir.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go with John Madden.
So
like
Dan
that.
is definitely building a team as he were if he thought he was actually putting a team on the ice, which is great. He's not just going all-star.
Nope. But I am going to start, let's see. I guess I should start going a little with my D. I'm going to take Slava Fetisov.
Ooh. I like that.
Thank you. All right, that brings it to Tony.
I'm a loyal guy. I'm going Dano.
Oh, that's
Danico goes in the 5th round.
How about that? He'll love that. We got to call him.
That guy's been great, man.
I can't even highlight him on my chart because he's nowhere near like the first 50. So remind me if when I try to pick him, these are already taken. Sorry, Dano.
All right, Bobby, you're up.
All right, listen, there's only one number 2 goalie as far as I'm concerned right now they got to take. He gets a bad rap, but his first couple of years, he never had lower than a 921 save percentage. And he really did well for us replacing Brodeur. So I'm going to get Corey Schneider off the board, so I got some goalies.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Hey,
You taking Blackwood next?
Numbers don't lie. What he did for us for 3 years, he was a fine goaltender.
I don't even need a backup goalie. For those
No,
that play
you
all
don't.
games.
You don't need a backup.
No, you're
But,
good.
So, Bobby, you're round 6. You want to get a backup?
No, I do not want to get a backup. I want to add to my center depth, and since he's still available and projects to be really good, I'm going to go with Nico. I'm going to take Heischer.
All right.
I like that. All right. Tony.
I'm going to go
Please
with a
don't
hero.
take the next guy.
I'm going with a
Please don't
hero,
take
Jason Arnott.
Oh.
That's a good
That
one.
was my
He on
other
list.
option, buddy.
He was on my list.
Arnott. I was between Arnott and Gilmore.
It was Arnott and Heischer for me just now, and I just went with the upside.
You know what? I know I have to do it at some point. I'm going to take the goalie now, and sorry, Tone, I got to take Burke off before you. So Sean Burke's my goalie.
It's a big, steep fall off after that for Devils goalies.
Yeah, I know. Tony's got Terrari.
Yeah.
Don't even
All
worry
right,
about
Dan,
picking
the
them now.
last pick of round 6, sir.
I'm going to take Peter Sikora.
Nice.
All right.
I wanted to make an entire, line up there, but I got 2 on the right wing, and I didn't pick a left winger yet.
I actually have to write down like my guys again because
forget.
I'm writing everyone's down in the round, so I gotta remember who I took.
I think we should do some fan voting after this. And
We're gonna.
Okay, good.
We absolutely are.
We need some way to win. Like I was asking, we were talking about this. Might as well mention to everybody. Is there like a game out there where you could play these fantasy teams against each other? And like, you know what I mean? Like, let them roll and see what a computer thinks of it. That'd be awesome.
Sure, there is.
It would be.
I'd
There's
probably hate
definitely
it.
a way that there's an all-time roster you can load into some PC game.
Right?
It's not necessarily going to be the Devils' year. It's going to be whatever their career aggregates are. But there's definitely a way to do it to at least make fun from it.
Yeah. Anybody smarter than us, which is almost everybody,
Pretty much.
who has an idea how we could play these fantasy teams against each other, that'd be kind of cool.
And then when we get our teams all done, we're going to post them up, and the listeners can give us their feedback of who they think had the best draft. Now, Dan, you are still on the board, on the clock at round 7. Who you got?
All right. I'm taking Dave Andrewchuk.
Nice.
I like it.
Move.
All right. That goes to me now, right?
Yes.
All right. I might as well get some wingers to play with my centerman that I got, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Ooh, John McClane's off the board, right?
Nope.
I'm taking John McClane.
Damn it. Should have just told you he was and lied to you.
There goes my next pick.
And that goes to Tone.
McGillney.
You're killing me
Got
now.
one.
Yeah, I got hardly anybody
Yeah.
left here on my wish list. It's getting thin.
All right, so Bob, you are up.
Am I still in the snake? Am I the next 2?
You're the next 2.
That's good to know because I'm definitely going to fill out my right wing. The guy who scored 48 goals for the Devils, and Brian Giunta.
Okay. Sure you want Brian?
I'm sure I want
Okay.
Brian.
Just making sure.
And I'm just going to flank him with this tiny little guy that we recently picked up called Timo Meyer.
Fuck. That's
His
good.
best
dude.
year with the
Looking
Devils.
so bad now, huh?
His best year with the Devils to date. You gonna go with that? 'Cause
Yeah,
it was-
that's true.
Unless
You
we
are
prorate,
getting-
if we prorate.
No,
it's not a
I'm
bad
considering
year
the
at
whole
all.
year. It's 40 goals. I don't care what 2 teams he was on. He got a 40-goal season, dude.
Aha.
And I'll bank on
Okay,
his
okay.
promise
All right.
anyway.
We'll let
that's
it.
fine.
We'll roll it over
I
into
never
the
had a
Devils
problem with that
uniform. No. What do you got there, Tone?
Sergei Brelin.
No, that's one of my guys.
I'm going with Hart, man, on my team.
I love that. That's the guys I like. Those are the guys I like.
I'm gonna go with Stephane Richer.
Oh, that's a great one.
He was my next in line.
All right, Daniel.
Billy Guerin.
Nice.
Good one. All right, Dan, you're up.
I will take Adam Henrique.
Okay.
I got those 2 back-to-back. Just like you. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, so it's my turn now again.
Great minds, Bob.
I know, buddy.
Ah, boy. You know what? Defense. I'm gonna take Joe Cirelli.
Sorelli.
Look him up, boys and girls.
Sure
He
thing,
was a
buddy.
stud. Okay, Tone.
Brian Ralston.
That's a good one. I like it.
It's my kind of
There
guy.
with you. I was starting to feed my third line, man. You took it from me. I love a Ralston on your third line. That's a hell of a team
Yeah.
right there.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. Bobby.
All right. I need a little center depth. Wasn't a huge fan when he was leading the team in offense, but he did have a 39-goal year in Bobby Holik. As a third-line center, I'm going to take that.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Holy. And now we are into round 10. Might as well keep this thing going. It's kind of flying by.
Yeah.
Bob, you are up next.
This is tough. I got two guys that are almost identical. But I'm going to go with Jamie Langenbrunner.
Oh yeah.
Third line right wing.
Fuck you.
He was totally on my
I'm like,
list.
I'm going through my paper to make sure nobody picked Langenbrunner because I wanted him.
I got him on a third line, so I'm already kicking your ass.
It's not over yet, buddy boy. I'm up. Oh no, am I? No, Tony is.
Randy McKay.
Oh!
Ah,
All right, now we're fighting.
gut punch.
Come on,
Gut
man.
punch.
We'll make a trade.
Maybe.
No trades until
You want one of my
rosters are
crybabies?
complete. Yeah, you got a lot of them.
That's why I didn't take him.
You got a lot of them, Bob.
Yeah. You have
All
a very
right, my
emotional fucking
turn.
team, dude. Yeah, bitchy bus ride on the way to the next.
I'm winning the cup. That's all I know.
You're not going to win the cup.
I'm going to
Not
win the
without Brendan
fantasy
Shanahan,
draft
because
cup.
I just drafted Brendan Shanahan, bitch.
Son, that
he
was
is a
my
good
fucking
GM.
guy. That was the next one I was gonna go. That sucks, dude. All right.
Can't find them.
All right. Dan, you're up.
I'm gonna take Zelipukin.
Oh,
There you go.
I like that. That's a nice one.
Yep. He fits on my team, and I needed a left winger.
Yeah, he does. Because you're like the 1995 Devils.
I need a left wing as well.
Yeah, I am definitely in the error, aren't I? I got Henrique and Madden, but otherwise,
Yeah, that's
no
true.
Andrew Chuck. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a little bit
You're
of
up.
a mix.
You're up again, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna take Lyle Odeline.
Nice.
Odie.
Okay. My turn. I am going to take... Somebody took McGillney already, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony did. All right. Let's see. Who do I want? You know what? I'm going to take Jesper Bratt.
Was I next? Because that was my next.
Tony's next.
All right, good.
Colin White.
That was fucked anyway. Colin White.
Good one, Tone. I like that. All right. And then that goes to Bob.
All right, it's getting a little tougher now. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, I think let's take a second to... I got to get my shit together here. I got to find out who I have.
I literally ranked my first 25 only because I looked at this draft going, if I rank 25 people, I might be lucky to get 6 of them, and that's kind of scary.
I thought we were only doing 10 tonight, so I was really kind of focused on like, what the hell?
I'm just
That's
talking
fine if
25
you-
players. I
I'll
figured
pick
out
a
of the
team.
4 of us,
We-
most of those 25 players would be gone.
We can roll... I mean...
Now
if you have enough guys, you want to keep going?
Where are we?
I'm ready to go.
We're in round 11. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready. I can keep it going.
I mean,
I'm
we'll
a-
keep it going. Let's do it.
I'm going to break from the statistical kind of lineup that I drew, and I'm going to skip over this next guy, and I'm going to go down my list a little bit. Surprisingly, I'm going on potential and the year he had, but I'm going to fill my last center spot with Dawson Mercer.
Okay. And then that rolls into round 12. And Bobby, you are still on the clock.
And I'm definitely going to need a left wing. I'm going to take a guy who came up pretty clutch for us. A little bit of a playoff hero. Jeff Friesen.
I like that pick.
It's a good pick.
I like it a lot. Tone.
Bobby Carpenter.
Good one.
All right, my turn. Let's see. Who the hell do I want to take? You know what? I'll take Clarkson.
That's good. I like that. He was coming up for me.
Yeah, I like him
Clarkson
too.
had he had a almost 20 goal a year, 40 points. Like he was good.
I will take it. And then that leads to Dan once again.
I'll take this guy. You know, the one to kind of talk like that.
We already
Yeah.
got Bobby Holik off the board.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my third line center, man.
Fuck. All right, I'm gonna take Paul Martin.
Paul Martin,
That's a
that's
good
good
one.
under the radar pick right there.
Yeah, that's good. All right, and then we roll into round 13, and Dan is still on the board.
Bruce Driver.
Fucker.
Driver's nice.
That is a good pick, man. All right, let's see. Who is left for me here? Let me see what I need super quick. I think I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I need a couple more wingers. Let's see.
Yeah, I need to pay attention. What I got.
I'm gonna take. I just don't remember if this. You know what? I'm gonna take Mark Johnson. He was a winger, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't think he's a center.
He's in Tennessee.
Yeah, I know. He's down there
Yeah.
with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
He had the same birthday as my mom. He was a center. Forget it. I'm not taking him. I got all my centers. Guys, Mark Johnson's out if you need a center.
Okay. Just put on waivers, just like that.
He just threw
Drafted.
his ass on waivers.
Shitty day for him.
Oh, shit.
Is Andy Green on the board?
Yeah.
He's still on the board.
I'm going to take Andy Green.
I was,
That was-
when I
that was
picked
my
Paul
next
Martin,
pick, so-
I was on the fence between Andy Green and Paul Martin because I don't know if you noticed, I'm doing mostly defense.
Now I gotta
Yeah,
take Stevenson
I like
to
the
watch-
way you're building your team.
Just kidding.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say now I gotta take Stevenson to watch Dan cringe. But I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's all right. Go for it.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't want to ruin my team.
I
I'm gonna
think,
cup.
I think if you say the name, you have to take it. So you're stuck
No,
with it.
I'm not even on the clock yet. No one told me it's my turn.
Who'd you take, Bob?
I didn't yet. Is it my
He
turn?
did. He did.
Who'd he say?
No, I did not. Knock it off. I'm telling you right now. I gotta go.
Tony,
I'm going
you're
with
up. You're not even up. It's Tony's turn.
Oh. See?
Shut up, Bob.
Dan.
Man, I guess I need to go. I need to get a goalie, right?
At some point,
Nobody else is picking anymore, so you don't have to.
well, you got to take a backup.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Hedberg.
All right.
that's a good one.
like it.
Johan Hedberg. I love it.
I like it. And now you can go, Bob.
Now I can go. I
Yep.
need a character guy. I love this guy. I thought Tampa got so much when they picked him up. That's Blake Coleman for my fourth line. Taking
Ooh.
Blake. I love that guy.
I like that pick a lot.
So, Coleman.
All right.
All
You're
right.
still on the board.
I need some defense, and I'm trying to remember who we haven't picked.
I can tell you if you want to know.
Tommy Abilene was picked, right?
No, Abilene was not
Abilene
picked.
was not picked. Let me see.
There's a couple good ones out there.
There are, yeah. I'm going to go with Tommy Abilene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tone,
Mike
you're on the
Peluso.
clock, brother.
Mike Peluso.
All right.
Toughness.
I'm going to stay on the defense. I'm going to take John Marino.
I thought about him.
That's solid.
Yep.
And now I have... I just need 2 more D-men. All right, you're up there, Dan.
Shit. Somebody took Pandolfo.
When did he play?
I know. Did somebody take Pandolfo yet?
Yeah. Pandolfo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just came off.
Wait, no, Peluso came off. Nobody took
Oh, that's right.
Pandolfo.
That's what I want, Pandolfo. And honestly, my list is getting, because I didn't get all around. But I'll keep going.
Yeah, you go again.
Shit.
Shit. Again,
Shit.
shit. He's drafting shit constantly.
I feel like, you guys got all the guys I really wanted, and how deep did I go with my draft not deep enough. Shit. You got fatigue. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I took Batiste off. Go and take Luke Hughes. Come on.
I was, you know what? Look,
He's
I
gonna
get
be a
it.
stud.
I was trying to like keep up with, you know, like he hasn't
I know.
proven it yet. You know.
No, I know.
Palmieri's out, right?
He's
No,
he's still there.
board.
I'm taking Palmieri.
Yeah, that's a good one. He was on my radar.
I'm gonna take. I don't need another center, even though he's really fucking good. I think I'm gonna go with. Let's see what I need. Still need 2 defensemen in my third pairing. I'll worry about that later. I need some wingers, man. Let's see. I'm going to go with. Shit. It does get a little bit lean, right?
There's some great depth guys, character guys. There's
Yeah,
some
I know.
solid career devils too that we haven't picked up. At least one in particular.
Yeah?
I'm not going for him because I don't need a center. But unless you want to throw him,
No, I
on
don't
the
need a
wing.
center either. Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now because I was just about to pick him and I said, wait, I'm not gonna because I need a center.
Yeah.
You know what? Just because I want this guy on my team, even though he might not have been the same great guy that he was when he was, with other teams. Anytime that you can throw a lineup out there with Jaromir Jagr on it, you're doing all right. So I have Jaromir Jagr on my team. Tony, it is your turn.
It's getting tough now. I'm gonna finish out my goaltending, and you guys might not. I look at the goaltenders that are left. There's guys I really like, but I need a guy who's gonna get at least 30 wins, and I'm gonna go by this year with him. I'm gonna take Vanacek, believe it or not. That's my goal.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, yeah, I honestly feel
That
like
was my
he
number
might
3
be,
goalie.
he might be like the number 2 in my mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Once Brodor's gone, it's a whole open.
Yeah,
fucking-
it really is. It's up for
I'm
grabs.
probably going to wait till round 20 to take my backup goalie, but you do what you got to do. Bobby, you are up.
Again, I'm bucking the trend here because this is not a devil that comes to mind. I'm just looking at statistically what a fantastic year for my last right winger on the 4th line. Steve Thomas gave us 35 goals,
Yeah, I
61
like that.
points, so I'm going to take him.
Okay. And then you're up again.
It's tough now, man.
I need D. Severson just keeps jumping on my list, and I don't want to take him.
You know, Severson's not a bad pick.
No, he's not. He's not a bad pick at all.
He's a terrible pick.
Exactly. Wait,
I'm
I
just
had him
joshing
highlighted.
you.
Where'd it go?
Mm-hmm.
How about McKenzie?
That's right. Normally I get like a 30-second clock. or
There you go.
something.
You are on the clock.
Damn it.
Yep. Do. Whenever you're ready, Bob.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I am working on
Okay.
it.
Just saying.
This is tough.
2027 draft.
All right. Listen, I like the guy. I like what he did for a couple years. Sammy Vatanen.
All right.
Sturdy back
Wow.
there.
You know what? My daughter's gonna flip
Yeah, Evie
that
will
somebody
freak
picked him.
out. She
Yeah.
loves him.
There you
She's
go.
been following his career and goddamn wherever he's playing, Finland, I think.
All right.
There's a guy left. There he is.
Tone, you're up.
I'm gonna go with. Man, this is tough. Zajac.
That's the one we were talking about, right,
Yeah,
Bob? That's
that's
what
the
you were
one.
thinking?
That hurts.
Yep.
Where are you putting him in your lineup, Tone? How far down are you? Like,
I
is he
have
like a
no
third
idea.
line?
I'm still looking like I hope I got enough winger. I don't even.
Oh, you're not throwing him in your lines right away, so you know?
I don't know.
I'm
No,
throwing-
No.
All right. Well, you're going to have to post this shit, so make sure you get that shit
I
together at
gotta
some
figure
point.
that out. I'm still scratching my head up here looking at everything.
You can move some wingers
Yeah,
around.
you can move some
but
lines
Yeah,
around.
that's what I'm
Sure.
saying. So
I'm going to focus a little bit on some depth now, on some fourth liners and guys that, this dude was one of our better fourth liners in 2012, and I'm going to take the other Gianta, Steven.
Nice.
So I'm
Look
taking
at that.
Steven Gianta. You're up, Dan.
Let's see. Boy, I'm kind of torn here. Shit.
You get 2 in a row, so
Yeah. Steve Thomas is a good one. I like that.
yeah, it is.
Karen, I already got him.
Yeah,
Hey, I can't go with shit. I'm
Yeah,
just
you
thinking
can't
of
go
some-
with shit.
Yeah, no,
I got a couple of guys down.
I got a guy like I feel like it's stupid putting him on, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Maybe. How about Dennis Peterson?
Okay.
All right.
He's got like a hard-nosed center thing going on my team. I'm gonna pick him for that. I needed a
All
center.
right, you go again.
And see, I really don't.
I already have my next guy, so I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I
Well,
got
if
my
you
next
tell me
guy.
what it is, I promise I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
No.
All right, I'm gonna go with Christoph Oliwa.
Going with Oliwa.
Yeah, it might
have to play on
the left wing for me because I don't know why I got too many right wingers, but whatever.
My fourth line, I wanna beef up next to Steven Gianta, so I want one of our toughest guys. I'm taking Cam Jansen.
Ooh, Cam Jam.
I like Cam Jansen. I like
Oliwa,
him.
he'll take on Cam.
Cam will fuck Oliwa.
I don't know, man. He was a good fighter. That's gonna be a good
man.
fight.
That would be a good fight. Tony, you were up.
Tommy Abilene.
He was already
Oh,
gone.
Yeah,
Wow,
okay. I was
he
gonna
can't
say,
take
how's
it
he
again.
still up
I
there?
didn't think
I
he
got him. I took
no,
him.
he got taken. Bobby took
My
him.
second defenseman.
I'm actually surprised there's one dude that you didn't take, Tony. I really thought that you would go with one guy off the top of my head first. And
On
if
D?
you, no,
Oh.
I don't
a winger. I just knowing how much he likes tough guys, I just thought that he would be going with somebody else. But so
I took
come on, let's
Caruso
get this
for
thing
the
done.
top.
We only have 3 more rounds left, guys. Let's finish this shit up.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
This is a tough one. I mean,
Not really. Just pick somebody. Just pick somebody.
got all my goalies ready. Take Tom Chorsky just for the hell of it.
Okay. Chorsky it is. Bob, you are up.
All right, I am going to go with Johnny Oduya on D,
Okay.
I like that.
and I'm going to fill out more D with Fetisov.
Nope. it's
Gone.
I took him.
Oh, you did?
I did.
My
early
bad.
on. I think it was my first D.
And I
took.
wanted to take him already too, but he was gone.
So that happens a lot.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, when you get
It's
down into
getting
the 18th,
hard down here.
When you get into the 18th round, things start
All
getting
right,
a little
then I will
thinner.
take Zidlicki.
All right.
Zidlicki my nuts.
No, he didn't.
Tony, you are up.
Oh, man.
No.
Come on, man.
It's
I
just
gave you a couple minutes to figure it out.
No, a couple seconds there.
Well,
Is
you're
Luke
on the
Hughes
clock.
gone?
Who?
Is Luke Hughes gone?
No. You want Luke Hughes?
Yeah, I'm taking him.
All right. I got my guy already. I'm going with Grant Marshall.
Nice.
Excellent pick.
Yeah, I liked Grant when he played with this team. He was very good. And now it is, let's see, Dan. Dan's turn.
Okay, I'm ready to round out my last. To go.
I'm looking through my longer list of players. I'm like, I didn't even know that we had a Nick Palmieri right winger for this team.
We did?
Yeah.
So are you gonna
I'm glad
pick
I'm
him?
not the only one. No, but I'm
You're
like,
not taking him?
oh wait, Palmieri? Oh, Nick Palmieri.
You have the
What's
other
that about?
Palmieri.
Yeah, no, that.
Who
yeah.
the hell is Nick Palmieri? When did he
Maybe
play
he's
with
not
this
even
team? Is he a real
2011,
person?
12. Yeah. Hey, who knows
Nick
how many games he
Palmieri?
played? Yes. He's up here,
He couldn't be playing like more than like a handful of games if he played at all.
right winger, played Well, let's see. We're down the rabbit hole. 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points on the year.
Do you know how many games he played?
300.
This does not say how many games he played. But he wore, I'll tell you what jersey he wore. See if anybody remembers this.
Kyle Palmieri's.
Nobody's going to remember this.
Number
man.
10. Number 10.
Number 10. The
Yeah.
only number 10 I think I can remember, Dennis Peterson.
Yep.
Who else wore number 10? Other than Nick Palmieri.
Not
Is his
Madden.
name Nick?
Madden was 11, right?
Madden was 11. Yep.
I don't know.
don't
But
know
I still
either.
have yet to pick someone. Did we get Clarkson out off the board yet?
Yeah, I took Clarkson.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, son of a bitch. He's mine.
Yeah.
Pilot the Bombardier. Pilot the Bombardier.
Brad Bombardier? Is that who you want me to pick? Brad Bombardier?
Joseph Bombardier.
That's a good one.
It's Joseph? Or is it Brad?
There's a Joseph Oh, no. Yeah, it's Brad Bombardier. But this
Yeah.
is Boumadine. Joseph Boumadine. I don't remember him. Played D for us.
All right. So, I'm just going to go with... I can't go with... I'm looking at some of the newer guys, like, can you pick Maltsev? Remember that? Like, geez, that was only a few years ago. That did not work out.
Right.
I'm going to take somebody who he just recently cut loose. I'll take his best year, I guess. What the fuck am I doing? Miles Wood.
His best year was pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
Almost, it was like 20 goals, 18 goals, something like that.
I just, I needed the left winger.
We're getting down to the end of our draft. We're in round 19. Dan is on the clock once again.
All right, here it comes. Sajak is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I need my final center. I mean, it's getting thin. I'm considering Jesper Boquist. I mean, come on.
Really?
Well, no.
Zuby.
I'm not really. What? Dinah Zubris? Is that what you're going with?
He had a couple decent
It's not a
years.
bad call. It's.
It's not.
You're talking fourth line center here. I mean,
I know.
He was good.
Boy, I hate to take one that you just gave me, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Just in the interest of time. Thank you so much, Dinah Zubris. You're on the best team ever.
and you could throw him on the wing if you're shuffling your lines. Have no idea who you've drafted so far.
Oh, we're gonna play games with these actual made-up teams.
We got to actually put out our lines at some point.
Yeah,
That's the whole
we're gonna
point.
put
We're going
the
to put them on
lineups
Twitter.
out.
Wait, is that my final pick? Because I don't have a backup goalie.
No,
No,
you
we've
have
got-
one. You have.
Do I have to pick a backup goalie?
No, you don't have.
I've got
to.
a D and a goalie left.
But
Okay, 'cause
I have a goalie. Yeah, I have a goalie left.
Oh,
and
I actually
one
need
other
a
guy.
D. What the fuck am I thinking? I thought I was done. Oh shit. All right. Anyway, those are my.
Yeah, you're on the clock though.
Oh, okay. I'll take Will Butcher.
Really?
Decent, yeah, decent year.
Yeah. And he fits because I got a balance of the tough guy and the.
All right. And Tony, you're up. On the clock. This is your second to last pick, Tone.
I think Alexei Kasatonov.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Who?
Yeah. Bobby, you're up.
Filling out my D with Adam Larson.
Oh, that's a nice pick. I like it.
Surprised he's kind of still there. And I do need a backup goalie for my very last pick. And Dunham was great. Terrari's still there, right? I'm going to go with Blockade. I'm going to go with Keith Kincaid.
Okay.
There's only one good answer for backup goalie.
What's
There
that?
is. Mackenzie Blackwood.
Nope.
Tony, your last pick
I don't wanna give it away.
of your draft. Oh, no, you're not. It's the second to last pick. No, is it?
I'm
No,
done.
this is
I
your
know I'm
last
full.
pick. Yeah, this is it. Last pick.
Someone took John Marino already?
Yes,
No.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I took him. So, Tony's up. I only need a backup goalie, too, so I'm kind of thinking, who the hell am I going to take for a backup goalie?
You don't need well, you do need a backup goalie.
I want a backup goalie.
Well, yeah, you have to.
Well, I put somebody on the bench.
We gotta fill our
I can't-
rosters. We
I
have to
can't-
do it.
Exactly.
Man, I don't know.
Whenever you're ready, bud. We can just skip you, and you can have an incomplete team.
But hey, God, I'm trying to think of. I don't know.
Because you took your backup goalie in round 3.
Yeah, I know. Gotta
This should be easy. This one should just be the backup goalie one.
Coleman's gone already.
Yeah, Coleman's gone. Take Joe Newendike.
Do you need a phone, or you just need a goalie?
I'm taking Joe Newendike. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Chris, for the.
Andrew Chuck came
problem.
off the board, not Newendike.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
gone already.
Yeah, no, the Andrew Truck's on the board. Dan just left. Hey, he's back. I'm going with Chris Terreri. He's my backup.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
I
I would have
Chris
picked. I would have
Terreri.
picked if I had to pick a backup goalie, which I don't know why I didn't. I guess, but I might have picked.
But you still have one more pick.
I
Dan,
do?
You're the last pick.
You only
Okay.
have one goalie.
All right. Well, then I'm going to take Glenn Chico Resch.
There you go.
What a way to round it out.
Yep.
All right, so this is our Devils teams as Bobby cracks one open to celebrate.
Sick.
And, yeah, it got a little long. I know it might have been a little bit boring for some listeners. Because
And some
it
of
was
us.
Kind of,
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, but it's fun, and we're going to end up putting these out, and then we'll let the listeners tell us who has the best New Jersey Devil team of all time.
I don't know how you
It's
guys went
me,
about this. I have a feeling that I know that Chris did a little homework. We were texting a little earlier. Dan, you tend to not do any homework, so you might have just been flying on this by the seat of your pants the whole time. I'm not
Did
really sure.
some homework.
I
It
want to
might
tell
have
you
been
guys.
pretty late in the evening before
I had a
got-
full rank down to 26.
I
And
ended
I'd
up with
like
about
to
20
report
names. Yeah.
that in my complete list, I have secured 12 of my 36, which is 46% of my list. I got the player I wanted. I don't know how that's going to shape up. I may
No, it's not.
lose.
That's 30. That's 30.
Yeah, I don't know how that math
33%.
works out. I just did
12 out of 36
divided by
is a third.
36. That is
That's-
33%.
Yeah.
You're darn right.
Well, I like this. I mean, I like some of these teams. We got a nice mix.
But you
I mean,
did
when
better
put
than
them-
25%, so that's good.
And you
That's going to be the fun thing is like figuring out where you're going to put everybody in the mix of the old, the new, and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Hey,
Sorry, it
Tone,
was
you-
13 of 28. That's why.
My team was
My
just going
bad.
to grind you guys into the ground. You're never going to
If we were
score
playing
on
in the
them.
90s.
No.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they're never
You're
going
not
to score.
gonna stop
They're all
my
counter
team.
punchers. They're
you're not going to
just
stop
awesome.
my team. They're going to score all over you.
No way.
Yeah, they'll go down in my middle. Just look at the middle. I have Jack Hughes. I have Aaron Broughton,
Yeah.
Scott Gomez,
All I got
and
is people
Dougie
who
Gilmore.
shut down centers. That's all I have is guys who just shut them down.
You know
Say hello to Jay Pandolfo, John Madden, Henrique.
Oh,
You're
you splitting
done.
them? Are you
You're
splitting
done.
them on a line? Otherwise, they're just shutting down one center. So you're
What
screwing
are you
yourself
talking
right
about?
there.
He's
Pandolfo
throwing
and
down the
Madden.
middle.
They
I
play
got to
together.
shut down multiple centers.
They play together. I'm just telling you. They shut down one line.
They don't have to play together.
They do.
They do. Where was that written?
It's not really like they have to. It's not like Laverne and Shirley. They have to be together.
I
all
think
the
they
time.
were the Laverne and Shirley of the Devils.
I got
That's what I'm saying.
Peter Sikora, one of the best two-way players. I mean, I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
my forwards are there to shut down the
All right.
opponents. I did build it like a 95 Devils kind of style, with a couple of guys out of era thrown in because I had
We-
to. And
we
I
let
just
the-
I think it's a winning formula. And
Well, you know what? The listeners
it.
are going to be able to tell us who actually won.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out. And
Chris, you're going to get a few votes just because anybody who's got Jack Hughes is going to look like, hey, you got Jack Hughes, best Devils forward ever.
I went all Ray
I got that.
Shero. Took him first round, first pick.
Yeah, and
That's
I don't-
it.
That was
Well,
my
you-
goal.
you
He
know,
was my number one.
Really.
Officially, I went Jack, Marty, Ilyash, Parisi. That was my top four. If I got
I mean-
first pick, it was one of those four.
I have
Here, look,
to take Marty. I have to. I get it.
Yeah.
I
No, I totally
understand
get it because
why
it's
Jack
such a
is
deep
right there,
fall after
but,
that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Dan. You picked one. I picked two. Marty was my number one pick.
I thought it was. It had to be.
So if Marty,
I
I think
was the
Marty
same.
was everyone's first pick.
Well, no,
you
Bob
know-
said.
No, I
his
just said
was
Jack was
Hughes.
because I'm thinking
Oh,
about
okay.
today's NHL.
Now,
All
what
right.
about you,
Yeah,
Tony?
yeah.
What was your first pick?
Marty. That's why I was saying to you guys before. I was wondering if everyone had the same dude.
But I mean, look at everybody's first pick. I mean, you say no to any of these guys: Marty Brodeur, Jack Hughes, Patrick Elias, Zach Parisi. I mean, that's four amazing Devils.
Specifically, the first three more than anything. Those I struggled with four with Parisi, but the
Parisi
numbers
was a
don't
hell of a
lie.
devil,
He was a
yeah.
hell of a devil.
Yeah, Bob, you
Yeah.
actually did go off of what we were kind of talking about last show too, which is, hey, building just one line. I bet we have 4 out of 5 guys, and we pretty much did.
Right.
And Parisi was not one of them.
You know who I'm surprised nobody took? Brendan Morrison.
Yeah, he
you
was
know
down
what?
on my
I
list.
thought about him earlier, and I never put him on my final list in front of my
I ran
first
out of
pick.
centers. And he's
Yeah,
a tiny
same here.
guy, and
Yeah.
when you got Mercer on the fourth line, I'm feeling pretty good. So
Instead of like grasping at for Dinah Zubris, I should have picked Brendan Morrison.
Zubris was a good player.
First of
he
all,
was
I didn't
solid
think
for a couple
about him.
years.
He's not bad. I'm just saying I wasn't thinking of him. I did earlier think of Morrison. I should have just wrote it down. That's
you
a good
definitely
call.
have the heavy team, Dan.
Look, we all have really good teams. Just how they're going to shake out, and we'll put them all
I'm
down.
kind of
on paper
loving my
and we'll
third
see.
line: Friesen, Holik, Langenbrunner.
That's a good line.
That's a pretty
That's a good
badass
line.
third line. It might be better than my first.
I don't know where I'm going to put my guys.
I mean, my team hits.
necessarily.
My
I
team-
still have to.
It's. I like my team.
I went with a lot of heart,
I
man. I have to admit, like, you know, the Peluso, I love the Peluso and stuff, so I just pulled some dudes. I don't know how my team's going to look. I got to wait. till I
Tony's still thinking about the '95 Cup.
All right.
It's just all heart.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But come on, I mean, he took fucking goalies in the first 4 rounds. He got a crybaby in Peluso on his team. Your team sucks. Team fucking sucks.
Dude, Peluso was the man.
You know what? You should just take your team when we put them all up and just write New York Rangers on top.
Well, who's got Holik? That was the only thing going against
As
Holik.
bad as your musical
And
taste.
And
I'll
Gomez.
tell you, Dan, I was very impressed more so by your Bobby Holik impression.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
you do
pretty
it
good.
again.
That was
It's
good.
pretty.
It
Oh,
was
you know,
dead
I'm building a team.
I like to play with
That's better. I like that. That's
McKay
it.
and Mike Peluso.
There's a little Marvin Martian in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Where's the center?
I'm gonna save this Excel sheet of all my
I put the
yellows.
biscuit in the basket.
All right, Tony, you got a devil you know?
Yeah.
How about we
I
play a
do.
game?
After all this,
Oh, did you guys want to
Yeah,
play
we'll
a game?
we'll do a quick devil you know.
we should.
I mean,
You know what?
it's
We've
probably
just
not gonna be
named all the
quick,
devils. Right. Let's go.
'cause- Yeah, is your guy on this list,
I'm not going to tell you.
Tone?
I mean, wait a
That's
minute.
Tony, there's 80 people on
I was
this
gonna say
list.
there's 80 people, right?
It has to be. If this is the devil you don't know, if
But
it's
it's
not on
this
this
guy,
list, 'cause this
so
is
you
80
know he's
people.
probably picking somebody we don't fucking know.
All right.
So-
let's see.
When you should know.
There's
let's
only one way
see.
to find out. It's to play the game.
Play the game.
We play a game.
Buckle up, boys and girls. It is time for the Devil You Know on the Uncle Pucker New Jersey Devil Podcast.
Love it.
The game that pits 3 against, well, I guess against each other, right? Tony is going to be the clue giver. He will give us clues for a former devil, and myself, Bobby, and Dan get to guess. We get 3 incorrect answers before we are eliminated. We can ask Tony any question we want. He can answer it or not. It is his discretion. The only rules are that they had to have played for the Devils at some point. So, Tone, whenever you're
Wait,
ready, brother.
And they can't be a current devil.
No, they can't be a current devil.
Right.
So,
Okay. Let me see here. This former devil was born June 21st, 1973, Quebec.
from Quebec?
Yes.
Canada.
This former devil played with the Albany River Rats. He was a left-handed center, and he was undrafted.
What year did he play with the Devils? Or when was he?
Well, he's
When did he
playing.
sign
I'm not
if
going
he
to
was-
answer that right now. His playing career was from '93 to 2010, though.
French name?
It's a good career.
93 to 2010.
Yes.
He said he's from Quebec. Is he a French name player?
Not going to answer that.
Okay.
Is it because
Okay.
you're not sure if it's a French name?
Exactly. Too much
Speak
brain
French.
thought.
The fuck are you saying, school?
I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
His name is Richard. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I was thinking at first, but he didn't play in Albany.
He's too old. Too.
Yeah.
He played for the following teams: the Devils, the Coyotes, the Blackhawks, the Thrashers, the Rangers, and the Blues.
Oh, I feel like we should get this. We should
Yeah.
have it right now.
They should have it already. You're right. Thrashers too, right?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Was that in the correct order?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
Wait,
he
his
was
first-
he started with the Devils. You said
Yes.
because
I
he started with the
wanted to
River Rats, right?
Played his first NHL game in '96-'97 with the Devils.
That was his first ever NHL game.
Correct.
All right, 96, 97 with the Devils. Got it.
Left-handed center.
All right.
He played 2 games that season with the Devils, scored 1 goal in those 2 games. He spent 51 games that year with the Albany River Rats and put up 45 points, 22 goals, 23 assists, and 40 penalty minutes.
Jesus Christ.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, that first clue is killing at me right now. I feel like with the Thrashers and the Columbus, was it?
Yeah.
No, it was the
No, not
Phoenix.
Columbus.
Phoenix.
The
Phoenix. Sorry, Phoenix.
Yeah. All right.
He was part of the Calder Cup winning Albany River Rats.
95.
I have a guess. Is Pascal Royon?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Wow.
Great answer.
Yeah.
And yes,
I
that is
won.
that's a
Good
French name.
one.
That's a French
There you
name.
go.
I got to put that on the list. Pascal Royon.
Also won a cup with the Devils in 2003.
Now, is he related to the Manon Rayom or whatever his name
Who
was?
played hockey. And the thing with Pascal,
Yeah.
here's something I don't know if you guys know. He was in the Devils organization 4 times. You know?
Wow.
Was he really?
I remember twice.
4
What's he?
times.
Wow,
Yeah,
4.
'cause he went, he
Yeah, I
finished
remember he came back. That's
Yeah.
right.
4 times. he
That's
was with
right.
them. And you know, he only played with the Devils. He only played 24 games with them in the regular, which is crazy. You know, out of being there 4 times.
No
You know,
way.
he
24
was in
games.
He was in
4
Albany
trips.
in the playoffs. The playoffs he played more. You know, in the playoffs I think he played. I forget if it was like 24 games or something. But yeah, he didn't play much time with them in the pros. But he was with them for 4 different times with the organization, 3 times with the Devils, and 1 time with the River.
I
Rats.
Good
didn't
one, Tom.
realize that he played till 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a long career.
He was probably on there with the Thrashers at the end of his career.
Yeah.
I think that is where it
Yeah.
ended. Yeah, I believe.
Okay, that was a good
Pascal
one,
Royon.
Tom.
It's funny too because I actually had him on my radar to do him for one of these,
Ew.
and I still didn't put.
You're going to do him.
Off in his shit.
Uncle Fuckers.
I was going to do
I was
him.
saying Ryan Graves wasn't on your list, dude. I was really surprised about
I
that.
can't do
Yeah.
him this early.
You didn't take Ryan Graves.
Oh, God damn it.
He has Ryan
Well-
Graves written on a sock next to his bed.
All right, line of the day.
Robert, why does this
Shut it
sock
down.
say Robert Graves on it?
Robert Graves.
Yeah, I don't know.
Our Graves.
All I said was the guy blocked some shots, man. I'm not in love with him.
Kind of got a bit of a man crush with him. Kind of got a bit of a man crush. That's all right. You know, we all have little bits of man crushes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
You sound like you
Anyway.
got something you want to announce. Is it Rayom or who is it?
My man
yeah,
crush?
yeah.
I actually had to pick a man crush, huh?
I already know this.
Well, you have met a few.
It's Brad
Who was
Pitt in a
your-
loincloth. That's your man
How
crush.
about- well, it's not a bad call. How about this real quick before we close up and do a little question of the day? First celebrity crush. Who was it? I know who mine was.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody likes Phoebe Cates.
No, that's not a bad one. But my first actual crush when I was a kid was
Mr.
Alyssa
Rogers?
Milano. Who's the boss? She was really cute.
No, I get that,
and
I get
around
that.
the same age, kind of dug her. So, how about you guys?
You go first, Dan.
Sally Struthers.
Cindy Williams. I keep going back to Laverne and Shirley. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Squiggy.
Tony's was Squiggy.
Mine was my first, childhood fantasy was a threesome with Laverne and Shirley.
Bob, who's yours?
I'm trying to remember. So,
Ricky Henderson?
I mean, whatever Kelly Kapowski is what comes to mind. But no, the reality is I was younger than that, and I'm trying to remember her actual name.
That's
Sally
when we were in
Field.
high school.
Sally Field from goddamn Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like 8 or 6 or something. I
Are
don't
you
know.
sure you're not mixing her up with Sally Struthers?
I'm pretty
we
sure I'm
said?
not mixing
Okay.
that up. I'll have to Google her though, to make sure. No,
How
Sally
about
Field
you,
for
Dan?
sure, dude.
You know what? Sally Field was cute
Yeah.
in the Smokey and the Bandit.
I think if we're going early ages, I kind of remember having a thing for that.
Earliest.
The
the monkey's name on Smoking the Bandit.
Tony Anderson.
Peter Tork.
I was thinking about remember that it was like a kids show. Where she was, it was
Mr.
like-
Rogers.
No, it wasn't him.
Gary Gnu?
It was the lady who held up the mirror, and she's like, "I see this
Oh,
person."
the Magic Garden.
Yes, the Magic Garden lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which one?
There's two. There's two of
There
them.
were two of them.
Both of them, I
Yeah.
guess. I'll take one of both of them.
That was your first fantasy. A threesome with the Magic Garden chick, with Sherlock the Squirrel filming you. Can you just dove into their chuckle patch. How about you, Tone? Jesus Christ, we got Alyssa Milano, Sally Field, the chicks from the Chuckle Patch, and Magic Garden Girls. And who was yours, Tone?
I'm going to go with one that you guys would never pick, but we all know this scene very well. Claudia Newdig. She was a German actress in National Lampoon's Vacation. Rusty got the blonde he was hanging out.
Oh, that one?
Yes.
Oh, European Vacation.
Yes.
Or do you guys in Europe just call it Vacation?
Yeah, it's just George thumbed up all the titles.
Tony just had an Eastern European vacation.
European Vacation. But come on, guys. Like, I'm being respectful. Like, I
don't remember at all.
I remember.
Hello, me and my family are looking for sex. I have no idea what she looked like. I don't remember her. She was the German one, right? She was wearing like the whole fucking St. Pauli girl outfit and popped her boobs out. Yeah.
She was absolutely
okay.
Wait,
But
how
they
young
did
are
have-
you that's your crush? I feel like I was 13 when that came out.
Yeah, right?
I still rank that, like, I mean, what, Daisy Duke there was, who was when you're a kid, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. Yeah. Bo and Luke.
I like the car itself.
Big Boss Hog fan.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a fan of cars where the doors don't open, Dan. Come on.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Why would you weld your fucking doors shut? I mean, it's
Like
just,
a slide in.
It's dumb. And how do you squeal your tires on dirt roads
all the time?
All the time. I hated
It's
that
a Hick
show.
secret.
That
fucking
show
hated that
destroyed
show.
every '69 Charger in America. There's like hardly any of them left.
How
Sucks.
about Beverly D'Angelo, too, right? When you were a kid, she was attractive.
Oh, that's a
too.
good one.
Yeah,
What about-
for sure.
I mean, am I the only one that kind of thought Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island was a little
Of course.
cute?
No, come on.
Yeah.
That's like a
she
go-to.
was fucking adorable.
Yeah.
And like, they're so much better than Ginger. She did nothing for me.
Yeah, I
It
was not a
Mary
Ginger
Ann.
fan.
Mrs. Howell, I would put over Ginger.
Mr. Howe.
Right. Either one. Love it.
That they all the people
really?
had smelt on I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
And listen, I watch Naked and Afraid. There's no fucking way that those people can live like that. First of all, you
come
can't
on.
make
The
a radio out of
professor, he would
coconut.
make soap out of coconuts and shit. They'd be fine.
Made everything out of coconuts.
Yeah,
But They
absolutely.
always had clean clothes too, which was awesome.
Was the
And I
professor-
never saw them trying to find food other than coconut custard pie. That's all they fucking ate.
I think they had like a pedal washing
They had
machine.
to have-
They had the
He's so
pedal washing machine,
constipated.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't
that's
solve
right.
the food issue that Chris is talking about. Yeah.
Well, they ate the
That's
natives on that.
They were headhunters.
Yeah.
Remember?
oh, remember the Headhunters, the
Yeah.
Totem Pole episode?
Gilligan's Island was a fun show. Being when you're sick and you're a kid, right, and you're home from school, and you would watch, that, and what else used to be on back then, like
Land of the
Bionic
Lost,
Man.
that shit.
And
Was
you
that
know
the
what?
$1 Man. What was it called?
I never liked that. The $6 Million
Really?
Man. You know who else I had a crush on was oh shit! I just fucking I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh yeah.
She had a
Barbara
little
Eden?
skimpy
Barbara
outfit
Eden, yeah.
on. I liked
Not
her.
bad.
Before we wrap it up for tonight, I just want to give a shout out to our friend of the show, Bill, who does the Trap podcast. Found out that we're all from the same town. He actually grew up in this town as well. So
fantastic.
anyone that's listening,
Epicenter
please
podcasts.
check out the Trap. Bill does a good job. Excellent show. Follow as much devil content as you possibly can, please. Everybody's out there putting together some really good shows, really good podcasts. So hopefully everybody can check everybody else out. But Bill and the Trap, please give them a listen. Also, we now have a YouTube channel up and running. So go on to YouTube. You can click on Uncle Pucker, subscribe, leave
Got
some
some
comments.
traction.
Yeah,
It's
and,
kind of
we're
nice
gonna
for
go-
anybody
well.
who doesn't want to do the podcast download thing because you can, YouTube
exactly.
subscribe and then the new ones come up. It's nice.
Yeah, and definitely leave us a comment. Like we said, we want to try to get in one day a week. We'd like to get going. It'll take some time to get some fan feedback together.
Oh, I got a question
And,
though before you
yeah.
wrap. Like, how are people going to see these teams? Because I already forgot what your teams look like.
I think it's upon all of us to put our lines together
Yes.
and
But
We'll
where are
do it
fans
behind
gonna
the
find them?
scenes.
Like
We're
gonna
going to
tweet- gonna
post.
tweet it
We're
out?
gonna we're gonna post them on Twitter.
We're gonna give it to
So-
Tony. Tony's gonna do all the legwork.
So the only thing you have to do
down my
is
team.
put your team together,
Yep.
how you want it, and then just send it to Tone, and we'll take care of the rest.
Tony,
So
yeah, there it
hopefully
is.
In a
Yeah,
couple
you got
of days.
that? There it is.
Chris,
In a couple of days,
was I supposed to write mine down?
No, you can listen to the show again. I
Yeah, you're
guess.
gonna have to.
you're
listen to the show.
seriously not. You're fucking with us, right?
No, I wrote
Okay.
it down.
All right, that's good. But yeah, so thanks guys for checking us out. I know that the draft, I kind of thought it was going to go a little bit more fun. It wasn't going to be so kind of slow. It's not really our type of show. We're usually much more engaged, but there was a lot of thinking involved, man, and it's very late at night.
You know, I
have
think,
much time.
and we weren't as prepared. Like you guys were not as prepared as I was. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
what it came down
that
to.
No,
came
you were
through
totally
loud and
prepared.
clear. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
with all the
I think we
descriptions
were-
you put out there as to why you were picking people, it's
Yeah.
obvious we were behind you.
Absolutely.
I think that we were.
I didn't do
prepared,
this 5 minutes before the show. I did not.
I think we were prepared up until like halfway through, like around round.
No,
10.
you're
That's
absolutely
when
right.
Things
I actually-
started getting thin
I was
because it's
feeling
like
pretty good after
We
round
did.
two.
We did think we were just going to
Round-
go
round,
half of this
10.
draft, but
Yes.
then in retrospect, had we done that and then we did a second show with the bottom 6 of our
Yeah.
draft, that's even more fucking boring. So
Honestly,
I think we
agree.
did pretty good.
I think I wouldn't have done that homework at all. It's just not
No.
as
Yeah.
exciting.
And if you think about it, the reason we decided to go through the whole draft is because we blew through the first 10 rounds because we all had our people.
Yeah.
And then the second half of it, it's kind of just like any draft. Like once you get through the first round, maybe half of the second round, nobody gives a
I
shit
do
anymore.
like the way that all of us, the 4 of us, spanned generations. Though
Yeah.
it wasn't any one particular gap. Like your first and your second pick could have been 30 years apart. So it's
Yeah,
a pretty
I mean-
interesting team if you look at it from like
Mine's pretty
best
old.
year. How
My
are
team's
how would
pretty
this team actually look on
Right.
paper today? It's pretty fascinating.
I mean, I have Jack Hughes and Brendan Shanahan on the same team. How cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah, it would
Somebody
be
got to
awesome
stick up
if
for
they could
Jack Hughes.
actually play together. What, Tony?
I'll be honest. The only thing I have to worried about is so I heard and I get everyone's like I got this many defensemen, this many. I was like, fuck, man, I really haven't been keeping track of this shit. So I'm gonna be having some guys slipping some places. I mean, I know I got some. I'm happy with my defense. When you got Stevens, first of all, that was a guy who basically it was between him and Brodeur for me. And Jack Hughes, Chris, I get because that was also like, how do I not choose a guy who I just said 6 episodes ago was the best draft pick we've ever had? But I'm also,
Yeah, but the thing you got to look at too, and I know it's hard to look at this because Stevens is known as being the captain, kind of hard-nosed guy, stay-at-home guy. He had a 78-point season.
Yeah.
Like he was no
Yeah.
fluke. Like the guy
he's your
could score too. So if you throw that into your lineup, he could be your number 1 offensive defenseman because that's where you're putting him,
That's true.
and that's
And
pretty
he's usually-
sick.
He leads the locker room. I'm thinking like, of course I'm picking guys I really like. And Danico, how I really felt like, he was a good.
You don't have
defenseman.
to defend your
I'm
team,
not
Tony.
sold on
It's a good
Danico until he
team.
does more for
I
this
know some of
show.
You guys went for like, I got it. It was like some of the shit was like I got why they got these dudes. I kind of went a different avenue. So
Yeah, but yeah, good team. I mean, all the players we took, all 80 of them, they're all great Devils.
They were all
Especially-
NHL players. We didn't
Like
pick
the
anybody
first-
who's not an NHL
Everybody's
player.
first
They all
2
have-
lines.
They're all better hockey players than us. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's because we didn't pick Severson.
This is Blackwood.
So not
All right. On that note, I'm shocked that Severson didn't make anybody's team, but maybe Kay will have him in, Bob. And he'll
I'm
do
telling
his.
He really wanted to do the show. I'm like, that's too much, buddy. We're like, you got to go to bed. Like, it's not gonna happen.
But guys, thanks so much for checking us out. Let us know what you guys think. Hey, listeners, put your team together. Give us your all-time best Devil team ever. Love to see what the listeners think.
yeah. What's Dan's email?
What was that?
I was like, what's Dan's email? Send them all to Dan.
No, you throw DM them to us and let us know.
I could have used them before the draft. Now I really don't care, but before I would have took some help.
And maybe in the end, we're just all 4 of us would be shitty general managers. But thank you guys so much for checking us out. Again, anywhere you get a podcast, check us out. Download, like, subscribe. Check out the YouTube channel. Tony set it up. It's pretty good. We're going to have all our shows. There's right now, I think, like 10 or 11 that Tony had thrown up with some past shows, just kind of the, ones that he liked. But from now on, going forward, we'll have them in order. So check it out. And help us build this community of Devil fans where we're only a few months away for our road to 4, man. Get that 4th cup. And who is that?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
She was a good one, Bob.
Just had
That's
to throw
a
it
good
out
one.
there. It just came
That's
up
more
on my
like
phone.
high
Wait,
school.
You're gonna put her on the wing though? Like I don't
I'm just
understand.
saying, we're
Where's she
talking about
playing?
shit, and then she just pops up on my phone.
Where's she
Shit's always
playing?
listening to you.
She's your backup goalie?
Yeah, she is now.
Better than
All
Blackwood.
right. And thank you so much, guys, for checking us out. We are the Uncle Puckers, Tony, Dan, Bobby. I'm Chris, and we'll see you when we see you.
Look at that.
Later.
Peace.